Hi everyone! Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this channel, I, as a Japanese, will explain about the unique Japanese culture as it appears in anime. I hope that everyone will gain a deeper understanding of Japanese anime and become more fond of it. So, first of all, I'll talk about my thoughts on episodes 2 and 3. Bocchi officially joins the Kesoku band, but when she learns that there is a quota to keep the band going, she is semi-forcibly forced to take a part-time job at Starry's. It was her first part-time job in her life and her first customer service job, which was a high hurdle for an introvert like Bocchi, but Nijika's kindness saved her, and by the end of the day, she was able to serve orange juice for the first time by herself. I felt that Nijika was made of kindness, as she worked hard to make the customers who came feel that their favorite live music club was a good place to be. I wonder if you all noticed that the emotional wall in Bocchi's heart is gradually disappearing thanks to Nijika's kindness. Her introverted nature was on full display at school, and when she tried to apply a guitar vocalist for the band, she couldn't speak well, so she gave up alone at the bottom of the stairs. Kita-chan, however, listens to Bocchi's guitar and is impressed. This is the moment when two people with attributes that would never normally cross paths come together through the music of the guitar. From here, their story begins to unfold. Kita-chan heads for Shimokitazawa with Bocchi, but along the way she realizes that the band Bocchi belongs to is the same band she ran away from before. Kita-chan realizes this and tries to escape again, but whether her timing is good or bad, she encounters Nijika, who has bought a large amount of enadori, energy drinks, due to a misunderstanding. As a result, Kita-chan properly apologized and saved by Nijika's kindness, and re-enters the Kesoku band. I am personally very happy that Bocchi made the last push here. Next, I'm going to explain the Japanese culture that's shown up in episode 2 and episode 3. There was a scene where Nijika called the first member meeting and clapped her hands and said, "Pachi pachi pachi." Japanese people use the word pachi 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 as an onomatopoeia for clapping. Japanese people first think of clapping when they hear the word pachi pachi pachi. On the other hand, when we express sparse applause, we use an expression like a para para, scattered applause broke out. The Japanese onomatopoeia para para describes something that happens in a scattered or intermittent way, like light rain falling or sparse clapping. This is written language, not spoken language. Although pachi pachi and para para are similar expressions, from the Japanese point of view they are very different. The place where the red-haired girl was at the end of the second episode is a karaoke. It is a space where students can sing aloud, order food and drinks, and enjoy themselves for about 1,000 yen. Karaoke is a culture that originated in Japan, where you set your favorite song on a machine, and the machine plays only the melody of that song, allowing you to sing along to that melody as if you were the singer. Most karaoke machines these days have a scoring function that tells you whether you are a good singer, so you can enjoy it for this purpose as well. Karaoke is enjoyed by people of all ages, and if you visit a karaoke space, you can see people of various ages singing with their friends and lovers in their own private rooms. And in episode 3, one word that appears frequently in this work is yinkya. The word yinkya is a word that has been used to describe a character who is gloomy and has turned into the word yinkya. This word has spread rapidly in the last decade or so, and the term yinkya did not exist before then. Yinkya is a derogatory term given to people who are introverted, withdrawn, and unassertive. Sometimes people say this to themselves in a self-deprecating way, and sometimes others label them as such. The term yokya exists as a contrast to such a term. In Bocchi the Rock, Kita-chan is treated as what is called a yokya character, and the term yokya is a corruption of the term cheerful character. A yokya character is someone who is bright, flamboyant, and always at the center of the group. This is a term that people do not often say themselves, but are often told by those around them. She's a yokya, isn't she? The culture of yinkya and yokya mainly appears in school life, and once people graduate from college and enter the workforce, they are not so concerned about such labels. The immaturity of the mentality that is still blind to society and only concerned about the eyes of others may be contributing to the labeling of such personalities. And it can also be thought that school is a nurturing institution for those who grow out of such mental immaturity and become members of society. What Bocchi was eating at the bottom of the stairs at school was bento. I explained the Japanese culture of bento in the video episode 1, so please take a look at it. Among the bento, what Bocchi was eating this time was an onigiri. Of course, many of you have probably heard of onigiri. Onigiri is a food culture that originated in Japan, in which rice is hardened into a triangular shape ingredients are placed inside, and nori, seaweed, is wrapped around the outside. I can say with certainty that there is not a single Japanese person who has not eaten an onigiri. There are many different types of onigiri, including tuna mayo, a mixture of tuna and mayonnaise, and salmon roe. This food appears in many other Japanese anime, so please remember it and try it when you visit Japan. At the end of the episode 3, the socks that Kita-chan was wearing were shown in the anime. These socks are called loose socks, a form of socks that became popular among Japanese high school girls in the late 1990s as a form of school uniform fashion. Since this work depicts the present day, it seems likely that the year 2021, when loose socks began to be popular, was chosen as the setting. This sensitivity to fashion trends can also be read as a description of what makes Kita-chan Kita-chan. Japanese high school girls are required to wear uniforms, and it is very important for them to show their individuality and be fashionable within the uniform. In this context, she decided to rearrange socks and wear them as loose socks to show her individuality. You can see from other animations that even the same uniform can be worn in different ways by different people. Please pay attention to it. Please watch the same episode again based on the various aspects of Japanese culture that I've introduced today. I am sure that your view and understanding will be greatly enhanced. In this channel, I, as a Japanese person, will explain the unique Japanese culture that appears in anime, and my goal is to make you love Japanese anime even more. Please like this video if you learned something new, and please subscribe this channel if you want to see more explanations of Japanese culture in various anime.